What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and boy, oh boy, did I not want to see something like this. But I do have thoughts on it, and I guess I'll start off by saying I don't believe them, and I'll give you a couple of reasons why I don't believe them as the video goes on. But what we have here is Sucker Punch coming out, and they say more than just, the highlight, the headline of the video and other articles online. They talk about a little bit more, but the main thing that they talk about that stood out is that not only are they not making any Infamous or Sly Cooper games, nobody is. Okay, they make that very, very clear. They say, with our focus on our current project, which at this point now has to be Ghost of Tsushima 2, we have no plans to revisit Infamous or Sly Cooper right now, and no other studio is currently working on projects related to those franchises either. And then they say, the door is not closed necessarily down the line. They could do it down the line, but they're not doing anything right now. And then you have other people coming out, from the company saying, hey, here's our statement. We want to stop the misleading rumors that are going around. Kind of shots fired there, in my opinion, to Special Nick, because it's like, well, you're clearly calling out. I mean, I guess you could be calling out his insider source, but in reality, if you say, hey, this is to combat the very misleading rumors that are going around for Sly Cooper and Infamous, you're calling out Account NGT, you're calling out Special Nick, Roberto Serrano, kinda, but really, though, Special Nick is the leader of the Sly Cooper, renaissance, and Account NGT obviously jumped on a little bit late. So that's the case. So, and again, that's even a little misleading because people are saying, well, Alex, all it means, that they're working on Ghost of Tsushima 2, or you should be happy. I mean, I don't really care. Like the topic of this video or the idea of Sly Cooper, I don't really care what Sucker Punch is doing in the current, state. I'm saying, well, not only did they say that they're not making it, but nobody is. Now, I am willing to call BS on that. I'm willing to say that they're lying. I asked Special Nick on Twitter. I'm sure a lot of people have asked him on Twitter. I'm just another person to do it, for a comment. What I did find interesting is there is and I'm talking about an incredibly small Twitter, personality. They have like 26 followers or something, and they tweeted out a while ago that their source, they believe that it's absolutely going to be shown, Sly Cooper, absolutely going to be shown at the PlayStation Showcase in September, and it'll release in the first half of next year. Now, why do I bring that up? Well, Special Nick was asked about that tweet and said, hey, what do you think about it? And he responded 3 hours ago that he's still looking into it. He doesn't have an answer. He's looking into it. So I guess, one of my things is like, yeah, the statement by Sucker Punch was made after that, but like, would Special Nick still be on this kind of warpath to have it be all wrong? I guess what I'm going at is it's really the same thing in a way as the God of War rumors. These are people that have reputations on the line, whether they like it or not. Truly, whether they don't want their reputation to be destroyed or not, or they didn't get in the business, to have people attack them, or whatever. They're in that business. If a Jason Schreier comes out and says something and he's wrong, he's going to get a lot of flack, and factually, his reputation is going to plummet. Okay, that's just how the internet works. So what I'm saying is, Special Nick, I trust the guy. I feel like he is a trustworthy leaker. I feel like he's gotten things right in the past. If he's wrong about this, okay, that is that's almost career suicide in a way. Like, that really hurts him, because then every other thing he ever says, you can always say, and it's not a small thing. It's you told people for over a year that Sly Cooper was coming back, and it's not. It's that big of, and Sly Cooper is not some, indie franchise. We're talking about a bigger, it's not the biggest, but, we're talking about a sizable franchise. Does that make sense? And that's part of the reason, honestly, why I don't trust Sucker Punch in this case. I want to trust him, because it's like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Because again, if he's wrong, it's really game over for his leaking career, or he's going to get a lot more people making fun of him, a lot more people just not trusting him. It's going to be bad. So he better be right in that way. That's my opinion. Now, another thing though, and because it's not just resting on that, okay? The other thing though is Sucker Punch is a game development studio. Now, what do we know about game development studios? They lie, okay? I took a couple digs at some people that reposted this statement, because it's like, look, okay, ultimately, I don't think they lie maliciously. I don't think any game development studio, if they're hiding things, if they're hiding working on a new project or whatever, I don't think they're doing it like with some really malicious intent. Does that make sense? But they lie all the time. It's literally part of their DNA to lie or hide things from people. If you ask them right now, are you making Ghost of Tsushima 2? I guarantee you it'd either be a no comment or they would say no. Okay, they don't, because, well, why would they? That's kind of the thing. So let's do the reverse of what's going on here. People say, well, again, Alex, why would they say something like this? Well, again, do you think they would do the reverse of this? Do you think they would say, hey, we've seen a lot of misleading rumors. Well, we're here to say they're not misleading, and Pixel Opus is making the Sly Cooper game. Like, Sucker Punch would never, and they're not allowed, right? They would never do that. So, and I get it. Like, you can make that argument for why did they say that it's not happening. The argument does work. It helps and it hurts both sides, of this argument, depending on what side you are. So I'm not saying, like, I'm necessarily right, but I'm just saying, okay, well, you just literally think about it the exact opposite. When is the last time that something like this would happen where they would issue a statement and say, yep, we're going to confirm a game, whatever it is, a remake, a reboot of a franchise that's very near and dear. We created it. Another team's making it. It's a surprise. The Funko Pop came out. There's been all these hints. PlayStation did it at the PlayStation Showcase. There was a Sly Easter egg. We've been teasing it for a while, very low-key, and we're here to just say, you know what, we're done with that. We're going to announce it for them. Not at the PlayStation Showcase. They're not going to announce it. We're going to announce it for them. Does that make sense to anybody? Right. So that's kind of a thing you also have to keep in mind. Sly has been, in my opinion, teased. Sly really has been teased. That PlayStation Showcase Easter egg thing, in my opinion, is no mistake. That was not a mistake for them doing that. So why? Why do all that stuff? And then issuing the statement when they say, like, well, we just want to stop the misleading rumors. Oh, like everybody does? Did you know that Naughty Dog was asked point blank if you play as Ellie in The Last of Us 1? Okay? This was before The Last of Us 1 came out. They were asked, do you play as Ellie? And they said point blank, no, you will not. This is the entire game. You play as Joel. Oh, it sounds like they lied. Well, was it a rumor that you play as Ellie? Was that a misleading rumor? And that's a really good example I like to go to because that's like such a blatant lie, right? And it's like, well, why did they lie? Did they lie to like punch somebody in the face? No, it's not malicious. They lied because you're trying to hide that. You don't want people to know you play as Ellie in the game. Why would you? You're showing Joel. So for this, why would you want people to know that or confirm to them that Sly Cooper is real before the big thing in September? Right? And they're talking about their anniversary, by the way, Sucker Punch's anniversary. They're not talking about Sly's in September, which is the 20th anniversary of Sly. So I'm willing to call BS on it. I'm making this video before Special Nick says anything. I assume he will say so. He has to. He has to say something. I don't know if I'll cover it because, I'm flying to my parents' house tonight, so I'm going to be kind of all over the place, but I'll keep an eye out for it. But I assume he'll say something, and he'll probably say, no, they're lying. They're just not saying the truth. That's what I would imagine he's going to say, because, again, what are you going to say? Oh, my source was wrong, and I've been wrong for like a year. I mean, there is a respect factor there to admit you're being wrong and admit that was wrong for like over a year's time. But I just don't think that happened. In my opinion, I don't think that happened. As for Infamous, the rumors for Infamous have been a lot lighter. They haven't been as persistent as Sly. I still think there could be like an Infamous remaster collection going on, something like that, but not from Sucker Punch. Neither of these games would be made from Sucker Punch, but I think for sure Sly is still happening. Infamous has always kind of been more 50-50 because it's just not as solid, it seems, but we'll see. So let me know what you think. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. Again, if this gets resolved, I mean, I'll be a little busy this weekend, but maybe I'll try to throw together a video. We'll see how things go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all on the next one.